Hi, Janet Hills here, and we're here with President Zhang. We're here to discuss our different topics. Today, we're discussing the new issues with Greece. Athens burns as Parliament passes cuts, so more stuff is happening in regards to the Eurozone. So we wanted to talk about this a bit.
Yeah. Okay, as we all know, probably they've been procrastinating for 5 years, and the Davos major purpose was trying to solve this, especially Greece crisis, and then the debt crisis, and then now they've come to some resolution. But at the same time, the Athens are basically protesting and burning everything in the downtown area.
Right. One of the main problems and why this is happening is because in order for Greece not to bankrupt and for the Eurozone to remain intact, they're going to need to cut wages of regular Greek people. And the Greek people are complaining that, you know, they already have a low standard of living, and now they're planning to cut their wages. So they said it wasn't the entire group, but there were many people, you know, on the streets protesting, and a small group, as it always happens, decided to riot. And I think it was like somewhere around 50 buildings were burned and looted, and over 130 people were injured. So this is something that's happening right now that's, you know, has a huge impact on their economy. I think people don't realize that when they do things like this, it has a huge impact on the stock market and who's going to buy, you know, your currency.
Well, let me read the second paragraph from Taipei Times. It says, Parliament backed drastic cuts Sunday as the price of a 130 billion euro bailout by the EU and IMF as running battles between police and rioters in central Athens outside Parliament drove home a sense of deepening crisis. So it is still, the situation is still worsening because of those pension cuts and welfare, and they are even cutting private sector's wages. So if you imagine yourself being Greek, then how do you feel?
Right. I think that Greek people obviously feel upset by this, but in a way, people don't stop to realize that there's a certain way to protest, there's a certain way to do things peacefully. What I was just saying is that in countries like Ireland and Italy and Greece, people, I don't think, realize that they're doing more harm than good by doing things like this. Because as I was just saying, if you're investing in the stock market and you're looking at a particular country to buy currency from, and you're looking at a country like Greece where, you know, Athens is ablaze, everything is on fire, people are panicking, it's, you know, mass pandemonium, you're not going to buy currency from a country like that. You're going to want to buy currency from a country where everything is stable, like, you know, Canada or Taiwan. There's more stability there than there is in Greece right now. So they're really adding to the problem by doing this.
Well, I can see that young people in Athens, in Greece, are feeling infuriated because their parents' pensions are being cut. That means they can't rely on their parents, and then they have to work hard to get a job, and so there are also problems with unemployment, and also if their salary is being cut to I think I read somewhere around from like the minimum wage from I think 860 euro to 600 some euro. That's quite a bit. So that's well, that's still a lot more than the Taiwanese wages, but well, according to the prices, living expenses in Greece, then that would be very, very low.
Yeah. And of course I can understand their frustration, their fear for the future. It's certainly not looking good for Greece. It's certainly not looking good for the Eurozone. This is kind of their last-ditch effort, their last attempt to pull Greece out of this. And while they're focusing on Greece, other countries are also going to start to fall, and what are they going to do at that point in time? So they're putting all their eggs in one basket, kind of. They're focusing everything on Greece and hoping that's going to bring everything up. And I can understand their frustration, but I guess all I'm saying is, you can do it in a more peaceful way. Unfortunately, I don't think the protests are going to solve anything at this point. They've already reached a stage where, there's nothing more that can be done. This is what they have to do to be able to get out of the crisis, and hopefully that can pull them out.
Okay. How many minutes do we have? Okay, we have 4 minutes. You see, this problem arose from the fact that basically a big chunk of middle class are enjoying from their, say, ancestors' work. From, I know this is from their thinking, that they deserve to live this wealthy way. And Germany and the Central European countries like France, Germany, are actually enjoying the growth, especially Germany. So I can empathize with the fact that they feel like, they shouldn't be victimized like that. But I also understand your standpoint, the fact that there should be more of a peaceful protest with actually more people, say like 1 million people, say, in peaceful protest, and then there are going to be negotiations. But there are actually 100,000 people protesting violently, setting things on fire. So you can understand how infuriated they are.
Right, yeah, exactly. And I empathize with them too. It's certainly a bad situation for Greece, and it's a bad situation for the people that are living there. The tourists that are there are, really scared. It said in the article they were kind of, running from the tear gas, trying to get away. And it's just a crazy situation. But I guess what people need to realize is that sometimes protesting like that doesn't help anything. You need to have a peaceful protest, and then even then sometimes peaceful protesting doesn't help. But at least you've said your piece, you've tried your best, and at the end of the day they are living in Europe. If things are getting too bad, I wonder maybe some people might consider moving to another European country to see if they might be able to find some other job, like in Germany or something like that.
Well, this happens in Europe everywhere. Italy, no matter where they go, they might not escape this Euro crisis unless they, for example, move to Taiwan and and teach English.
They can't, though. You can only teach English in Taiwan if you're American, Canadian, Australian, British, or South African. So actually, they can't even do that. But they could, try and move to Germany maybe, where things are a little bit better. Although I'm not sure if there are any restrictions on that right now. But yeah, while I understand, their thoughts and they're upset about this, they're really fueling the fire to create an even worse disaster from this. And I think that that's something they're not realizing, that they need to take a step back for a moment and kind of say,
I think they should just sit down and talk rationally, which is not human nature. Yeah. Maybe the Germans do that better.
Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
Well, I'm not sure, but it looks like Germany is probably going to be the last to suffer. Mm-hmm. from the whole thing. Okay? So maybe we should put a period here. Period.